You're welcome. Let's begin the news this hour by telling you that Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu has extended his heartfelt condolences to the families of the victims of the fire incident caused by an articulated vehicle conveying petrol at the Eleme section of the East-West Road, Port Harcourt, River State. No fewer than 5 persons died in the incident, which occurred on Saturday, which also destroyed more than a dozen vehicles and scourged goods worth billions of naira. Commiserating with the government and people of River State on this tragedy, President Tinubu prayed for the speedy recovery of those injured in the incident. Tinubu's condolence message was contained in a statement signed by his media aide, Ajiri Ngalale, on Sunday. Godswill Jumbo is a public affairs analyst, and he joins me tonight to look at this. Godswill Jumbo, good evening to you. Last time you joined us, you were in Port Harcourt, River State. I'm guessing that's where you're joining us from. But you've had the president commiserating with the people of River State following this unfortunate incident. Beyond the immediate tragedy, what are the long-term safety concerns for people in River State, those plying that East-West Road, Akpajo, Eleme axis, and even Nigerians regarding tanker explosions on the road?
Okay, I think we'll begin by commending the president for showing that empathy, demonstrating sympathy. But I think we need to step forward beyond expressing sympathy to victims of tragedies like this and step up the game of governance in terms of, ensuring, enforcing compliance governance. The tankers and the tanker drivers who transport, inflammable products like premium motor spirits and other chemicals like this. I am sure there are protocols, there are laws that govern how this transportation should be done. We need to look at who is ensuring that these regulatory guidelines, regulatory, protocols are complied with. We need to look at that. We need to look at these people have associations, unions that always jump out whenever sanctions are to be meted out on any of their members. But we also need to look at, as an association, as unions, are they doing what they are supposed to do to ensure that their members comply with safety regulations regarding the job they do? Because look at the massive carnage, look at the unthinkable tragedy that just happened, along the East-West Road. Lives were lost, people coming back from work, people traveled and
Mr. Jumbo, sorry to interject you. You're talking about, the rules and the laws to be complied with by the tanker drivers. But reports from River State mention the dilapidated state of the East-West Road from Rumokorosi flyover all the way to the Akpajo Indorama axis down to the refinery junction to Eleme. That corridor is dilapidated, the road that leads to. So is it more of compliance with rules or poor infrastructure?
I was actually coming to that. One is to ensure that those transporting these products comply with the protocols governing what they do. But the other aspect is on the side of the government, the East-West Road has been under construction by every government that has ever governed Nigeria. Every administration has been working on the East-West Road, and especially that axis from the Eleme Junction to Akpajo to Aleto to the Indorama stretch. The whole of that axis has been in a state of trauma every time it is being constructed. And the reason why the casualty rate is on the high side for this particular tragedy is because the road was not good. So the traffic built up over time on the available lane for motorists to use. And so when the tanker exploded and the fire, erupted, it just spread across. And, because the vehicles were compacted, so everybody, was caught up in that inferno. And that is where I was going to. The president should go beyond expressing sympathy, beyond saying sorry, to fixing that road. I would be one of the persons that would be very, excited, that would commend this government, if the debacle of the East-West Road is sorted out in this particular dispensation, it will go a long way. How can we have a road that every day we are constructing it? Every day, even the one they construct is failing. What's going on? What's going on? For almost all of my adult life, that road has been under construction. And look at what has happened. Look at the lives that have been lost. Look at the massive destruction of vehicles and other valuables. And the state of fear that it has even created. When you go there and check out what has happened, you see bodies that are roasted. You see, I mean, the fear.
Mr. Jumbo, looking at the videos and pictures, on shown on our screen, these are user-generated content, and some witnesses suggest that there was a slow emergency response. Do you agree with this? And if so, what improvements are needed in emergency response services, particularly in River State, to effectively handle such disasters?
Yes, I agree with you, because the first responders, to that environment when that thing happened, I mean, no fire service, no health, nothing. Before the police, the security agencies had to even wait for the governor to call. I mean, don't they have systems through which they gather intelligence? I mean, what are we doing in Nigeria? Do they have to wait for the governor to activate them before they rush down there and assert security governance of the area? I mean, look at that. The health workers were nowhere until a lot has gone wrong. So that is a critical area. And it's not just Rivers State, the whole of Nigeria. Every tragedy that has happened in Nigeria, we always had the emergency response service coming late. A bomb exploded somewhere in Ikeja. How many people were saved from the situation? And buildings have been collapsing in different parts of the country. How many people have been rescued within, in the shortest possible time? The response time for emergencies in Nigeria, I mean, is too long, too high, that, lives will be lost before anybody arrives. That is something, not just the government is pussyfooting on this. I think somebody said Nigerians are hardly angry. Nigerians are complacent. These are questions we need to ask the governing authorities. Something has to happen. The River State Fire Service, what condition is it? How many vehicles in the River State Fire Service are fully active and that can respond to any situation within the shortest possible time?
All right, Mr. Godswill Jumbo, would like to leave it at that. It's a really sad one. I'm looking at the fact that lives were needlessly lost. I've used that road many times, and I can agree with you that that road has been in a state of disrepair for some time now. The last time the indigents of the area blocked the road in protest, the current Senate president, who was then Niger Delta Minister Godswill Jumbo, promised that work was going to start, and he took caterpillars and bulldozers to site, and only for us to see that nothing was done. Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.